here, I found a new scam pyramid. If you look to the right, you will see only pluses. So people only invest money, but no minuses, so no payments. Looks like withdrawals do not work. Of course, they write about DOS attack. It's an old song. Nobody believes in this. Well, let's see if my money can be withdrawn or not. No withdrawal? Well, it means everything. The words is come. Although, if we look in here, then they write that they do not pay anymore. But take a look at the rising line. It means that the project has only just begun to expand. You can look at the money here, and they do not hide it. $234 have been earned, and it's just the beginning. But at the same time, it basically shows nothing. We can predict something from a technical point of view, but psychologically, it is unpredictable. Their words has come, and there are no indicators by which you can measure the psychology of the administration. You just can't do it. And all the pyramids are the same. It looks normal at first, but if something suddenly clicks in the administration heads, you can just say bye to your money. So, shortly, all pyramids have one the most important flaw, the administration of the pyramid. So, why can't the projects come? There are many reasons, but let's look into the fault of administration. That is the reason why the project cannot be calculated. It is not visible on any graphs, any charts, or on any statistics. It is generally not visible at all. So, if administration turns out to have no experience, for example, students or even school children, then they are not ready for big money. For them, $10,000 is an enormous sum of money, and they get afraid and do not know what to do with it. If there are $100,000, $200,000, they are already panicking as they do not know how to get out. They think that all secret services on earth are watching them. Of course, they will behave inadequately, and the bigger the sum is, the more inadequately they behave. If the project technically can grow for a very long time, but after a month or a week it comes, then most likely the administrators of this project are too young. They were not ready for big money at all. But you will not see it. It's impossible to get this information, especially if they are talented coders, have a beautiful website, and everything is done at the highest level. So, when such a promising project comes, you will not understand what just happened. Why out of blue the projects come when it is only the beginning? The next reason, they can just go crazy. Yes, there are cases when a person is not ready for such big money, and he begins to behave inadequately. And it rolls like a snowball. One thing leads to another thing, and so on and so on. And the person just cannot psychologically survive such a large amount of money and just goes mad. As a result, the project comes and you don't understand what happened either because it's just started. Another reason, which is not uncommon at all, is gambling. It can become a serious illness. Some people just like that, but are able to control themselves. They know how to make calculations and so on. And there are those who are simply ill with gambling. When such a person receives a huge sum of money, subconsciously he feels that he did not deserve it. Then he just loses the money in the casino or card games or somewhere else, and that's it. He just pulls his money out of the project and has nothing to pay people. And the project naturally succumbs. But the most common reason is greed. If we draw a curve of people and money in the pyramid, it will look like a bell. Depending on the speed of growth and the ways of marketing, it can be wider or thinner. So, if the administration did not participate in the process, then the money would be accumulating in this part, like in some kind of a box. This money would be enough for people to make their withdrawals. And here the pyramid would just pass its highest point and will lack of the money. So, all the money which were stored in box here would go to this part of the pyramid, and eventually the pyramid will naturally close. But what happens in reality? Usually the administration waits till the middle and then simply closes it. And their surpluses that are expected to be paid later are just taken by the administration. And that's it. An extremely small amount of people can control their greed. And the younger and less experienced the person is, the earlier they leave. They can live in this part, like quarter, 1/3, and half part of the pyramid. They do not earn a lot of money because their greed gets on their way. They do not allow the project to grow till its maximum and to earn money. They are overflown with their feelings and cannot control themselves. The greed does not let them to pay anymore. And as soon as payments stop, people immediately cease to believe in the pyramid and the pyramid closes. That's it. New people do not come here anymore. Well, a tiny little stream of newcomers remains, but it's not enough to let the project keep growing. People see that there are no payments, but because of greed, administration loses its control. Thus, there is this paradox. The pyramid has a huge opportunity to grow, but because the administration failed, it closes. Basically, a lot of people would like to participate in the pyramid. People love risk. Some people like poker or sports. Here is the same thing, but human factor ruins everything. The major problem is administration. Lately, administration became impudent and started to close the pyramid even much earlier than expected, not allowing people to earn. But this looks not like a pyramid, but like an ordinary scam. Is it stupid to give a present as your money to administration? Yeah, of course, more and more people stop to believe in the pyramids, and it's the fault of the pyramid organizers. So, what is the main reason? Greed. Greed spoils everything. But what should the HYIPers do then? Those who still want to play this kind of game. Perhaps you will not believe it, but now I will blow off your mind. It will end the ordinary pyramids and generally break all the plans of the whales who until now thought that they had everything under control. So, are you ready? I warn you, if you do not have enough nerves, just close this video, because what I'm about to show you is behind the usual, especially the people who have never played such games, so they will not understand what is happening. Well, do you like this irony starting from the name? The most honest game. This pyramid is also Ponzi's. We know that Ponzi organized the pyramid some time ago, and by the way, he would not be the first who organized the pyramid. Before that, there were already many different pyramids. It was just one person without any collusion with the government. He did it just for himself. So, what's this? What is so special about this? By the way, you see that till the end of the ICO, there are some days left. It means that if you do not have time to sell all the tokens, then so many days. If they have time, there will be much less days. The fact is that now it's ICO, but it was pre-ICO. And if we look at the price, it fluctuates. It was much cheaper than now. I apologize that I did not tell you about this project before on a pre-sale step, because I did not believe in this project that much back in time. And only after the project had been finished, I decided to tell about it. So, the idea is so revolutionary that even the administrators of HYIPs with a lot of years of experience missed it. In support, I asked questions about this project and understood that they didn't know that they had a Pandora's box in front of them. So, let's dig into it with you, step by step. So, I followed the dynamics of the sales of tokens, and judging by it's most likely it will end much earlier. Not for as many days that the counter now shows, but much earlier. Because, according to a smart contract, there are two reasons to finish ICO. It is either time or money. Well, in this case, the number of sold tokens. So the thing is that there was never such a pyramid before. This is really a pyramid, and honestly admits it here. So it says that this is a pyramid. Please tell me, among all these projects that you saw on the internet, are there honest pyramids where you do not get the lies that it's actually a robot trade, a mutual fund, an investment, super project, and all that bullshit? All these projects appear to be just a pyramid, but nobody tells you that this is a pyramid. The organizers spread this lie. And how many projects are there that people believed in, and they turned out to be a scam? But here, it is honestly sad that it is a pyramid, and there is one thing that very few people can figure out, why this is done and how will it work. The fact is that the whole pyramid will start being controlled by a smart contract as soon as ICO finishes and the pyramid starts. This program takes everything under control. It is the smart contract of the tokens, and the administration will not be able to do anything. It's like, say, Skynet. Once it's started, it is further on its own. All the connections with administration are cut. Only this thing controls everything. Here, the smart contract itself starts to work, and the administration is not allowed to participate. Do you understand what it does? And what does that mean? And there is no longer this strange psychology thing, no more school children or sick people or greed. They will not be allowed to close the project. Do you understand? And it works by its own and lives its own life, because the core of the program is mathematics. So no psychology, mathematics. And this is so much cooler. There has not been such a project before anywhere. When the pyramid is controlled by a person, even even though he is a very honest person and is sure himself that the process will be honest. Anything might happen in his life. Maybe he gets a cancer or another critical circumstances. So he will pull out all the money and the whole pyramid is over. And all goes to hell. But it is totally different with the program. And this program also, which is important, is not located in one place where you can just block it. This is a smart contract, so while the Ether is alive, this program keeps working. So, you are at the beginning of pre-ICO and then ICO, so in fact, it is gaining on some weight. The pyramid must gain a certain amount of money to start working. Well, of course, to make more tokens. But after that, real game begins. Not scam, not fraud, not something else, just a usual game. And nobody asks the government or somebody else for permission to organize such a game. If you want to play, you play. If you do not want, nobody is making you. And when it has gained some weight, the pyramid-style game begins. But the game has several levels. So first goes one cycle, which takes about 5% of payment per day. So what does this cycle mean? It is a curve of normal distribution that must pass. And it must pass till the end. Then there is a pause. I don't remember how many percent, but say 4%. Actually, you can see the exact number in the smart contract. The payments will be lower. Then there is a rise and fall again. This is another cycle. So there will be another pyramid. Pyramid and pyramid, so to say. And so on. Less and less percent. And the lifetime of this pyramid is longer and longer because the payments per day are smaller and smaller. So it kind of looks like an endless pyramid. Like pyramid and pyramid. Do you understand? So, once the HYIP pyramid finishes, a calmer pyramid starts. Then another one, much calmer, starts, and so on. But once the cycle is finished, everything is set to zero. Like the pyramids exist separately. It lived through its life and died, and then the new one is born. After the pause that takes, as I recall, 1 week, another pyramid starts its lives and lives through its life cycle and dies, and then the new one is born, and so on. And for me, it sounds really interesting. If a lot of people will participate and everybody will like it, like usual HYIPs will have a really hard life. Just imagine that the usual HYIP has this scary unknown figure. So what will administration do? And here it does not exist. Do you understand? I do not want to get further into the details because there are a lot of different nuances, but I want to discuss with you one more important thing. There are a lot of Ponzi tokens themselves. The fact is that they will be traded on the decentralized exchanges, but then, as far as I know, they will appear on centralized exchanges as well. So, besides other perks, you can either participate in the game or buy tokens and wait for them to grow. And they will grow. The more participants there are, the more will the token grow. Or you can do both. It turns out that the traders will be able to participate in this game, but without entering the pyramid itself. So do you understand? And I will say even more. The end will come to the pyramids and usual HYIPs because the users and the participants will demand. So write this down in the contract or let it work for some time and we will see the whole mechanism. And if the organizers do not listen to those demands, people will not participate in these projects. So do you understand? So, besides this, there will be still a very serious problem for all sorts of shitcoins that are tokens which in fact do not represent anything. No technology, like nothing. So, why people still participate in these shitcoins, though they see that they're totally empty? Well, it's for the sake of XYZ, of course. Though it is an empty coin, but they know that there would be X's, so they take part in it. Do you understand? So, even this comes to an end because there is a better token, and it will pump and fall back. People will be able to follow it, and shitcoins will not be that interesting anymore. I'll say even more if someone else makes the same kind of the game. The direction will develop. The old scams will be left in the past. They will not happen again. If someone wants to make the old style pyramid, he will be likely to remain behind. It will be so much harder to do a shitcoin pyramid when the pyramid just gains some weight and then ceases to exist. That is because now there is an alternative and the same projects are likely to be developed. So there is no way back. You are in the middle of the major changes in the cryptocurrency world. That is why I think that the project is very interesting and worth paying attention to. I haven't figured out yet how to switch on the affiliate program, but I'm going to earn some money at least on tokens. So that is actually all that I wanted to say for today. So cheers and earn!